what it's always gonna be. Beat Boys TV, where we, the Beat Boys, bring the artists, producers, and DJs all to one network, and we try to, you know what I'm saying, get everybody together and get this motherfucking money, y'all. Today we have a great episode. Great episode. You know what I'm saying? We got plug-in builders, we got artists, we got producers in the building. They do it all, man. We got my boy Braumauh with the motherfucking ApeShytt Plug coming in crazy. Everybody give him a round of applause, man. Everybody give my boy a round of applause.
Much love, much love. All good, all is well, my G. How you vibing?
You vibing real good, brother. Vibing real good. Also, we got my boy straight out of PA, artist, producer. He DJs. He does it all for real, for real. My boy, my man, J-Pat, the motherfucking Juggernaut. What's good, brother? How you feeling? How you feeling today, brother?
Man, it's a blessing to be here with you guys on Beat Boys TV. And the Braumauh is in the building, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. We about to have a good old time. Flash, what it do? Rain, you already know what it's hitting for, man. Let's get to it.
You already know. All right, y'all. For the start of the show, before we start doing beat reviews and stuff, I always like to let everybody know about our guest on the show. So, Braumauh, we're going to start with you. Who is Braumauh?
So, hailing from Phoenix, AZ, now living in California. Grew up on a lot of gangster rap for the most part, a lot of funk music, you know, that my parents was playing. I got 7 older siblings, so I was listening to all the music that they were bumping. So I trained my ear at a younger age to I guess you could say love music and recreate what the music that I resonated with. So, you know, that's a small half of my story, but for the most part, producer, sound designer, engineer, just a creator, and I love creating. And my current vehicle for creation is through music. So, you know, that's me in a nutshell, man.
Right, bro. I love it, bro. I've been to Arizona one time last year. Me and my wife, we went to Arizona, bro. It's a beautiful place, bro. It's beautiful out there, bro. We ain't been to Cali yet, but AZ, bro, she love it out there. She definitely trying to move out there.
Oh yeah,
yeah, bro. It's popping out there.
It's that weather, huh?
Yeah, it's the weather, bro. She hate it here in the Midwest. Hate it here.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I know more people now from the Midwest that live in Arizona than I know original Arizonians.
Yep.
Like everybody out there I meet is either from Detroit, they from Chicago. I've met people from Minnesota, Indiana, you know, everywhere in the Midwest, and they always tell me it's the weather out there.
It's the weather, bro. All right. J-Pat the Juggernaut. Let us know who is J-Pat the Juggernaut.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? J-Pat the Juggernaut is in the building. Want to give a shout out to Ben Frank tapping in. You know, you guys are on my network as well right now as we're going live. And, you know, make sure y'all liking and subscribing and sharing first and foremostly to Beat Boys TV. This is the first thing that we're going to do. We share the network and make the net worth go all the way up. Big love to Braumauh. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know anything about the ApeShytt plugin, you are under a rock somewhere. But make a long story short, I am J-Pat the Juggernaut. They call me the Custom Beat King. I'm from a very small city called Erie, Pennsylvania. And I currently reside in Pittsburgh, PA. I am first and foremostly on the Pittsburgh Hip Hop Wall of Fame as a producer. You know what I'm saying? I am a custom beat maker. I'm an engineer. I'm an artist. As you can see, I got instruments behind me, so those are part of my sauce as well. You know what I'm saying? I've been around music for a very, very long time, based off all the grays on my face. I've had a 30-year career. It's like a movie, a novel, so I'm not going to get into all that, but I started at a very, very early age. I've been playing the trombone, which is sitting right there on the wall right there. If you guys were wondering what's sitting on the wall, that's the trombone. I've been playing the trombone since the 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? And my affection for music started though before then. You know what I'm saying? I started at a really, really young age, and I've been a music producer since I was about 19 years old. I'm 53 today, so that just lets you know how long I've been doing music. It's been a very long time. I mean, some of my accolades, I've produced tracks for, that featured Project Pat, you know what I'm saying, Pastor Troy, Busy Bone, um, Miss Toy. As we all know, I'm one of her current producers. If you don't know who Miss Toy is, shout out to Miss Toy and GOENT and the Lovely Radio Show. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out the Lovely Radio Show, man.
Yeah, Lovely Radio Show. You already know what it is. Those are my family right there. And yeah, Miss Toy is the infamous voice on Ice Cube's record. You could do it, put your back into it. So I'm on her squad, and a big shout out to everybody from those sections and all that stuff. I'm probably missing some people, but there's a lot to unpack, and I'm gonna just wait until the questions come on out, and y'all get to know me a lot more.
Yes, sir.
There.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, we do got some submissions in this week, bro. So we can go ahead and jump into that. Let me see what they talk about in the email. Somebody told me they sent the whole EP in here.
Yeah, that's Misery.
Misery, yeah.
Yep. Misery is a dope brother. Blunt Conversations podcast. Big shout out to Misery. He's over there, right over by you, bro.
Is that the one in Indianapolis on Fridays?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, yeah, I tapped in for y'all a couple times.
Yes, sir. And not only that, but I do production for Misery. I'm one of his producers as well. So much love to Misery.
All right. Let's go over here to this. I was being a real fanboy again. I was looking up Braumaugh's ApeShytt plugins. I'm gonna have to go cop one ASAP. Definitely messing with those.
Much love.
Yeah, so why don't we get into that a little bit? Braumauh, man, why don't you tell the people, man, a little bit about ApeShytt, when you got that started, and all the different styles that you got going on with the VST, bro. I just seen the new one that just came out, the bass. That bitch right there is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, much love, my G. So ApeShytt started from necessity, man. I've been using Logic probably for the last 13 years. And I love the stock sounds in there, but I would always find myself recreating sounds. But I grew up producing on synthesizers, so I was always recreating my own sounds from producers I loved that I studied, like from Dre to Battle Cat to DJ Quick to Knots to all them cats, High Tech, and even going way back to Zap, Roger in Parliament. So I was always trying to find and create that sound. So every system I was on, whether it was Reason or Logic, even back to the Motif, back to my Roland MC303, I was always looking to recreate those sounds that I love so much. So even another producer who slept on Traxster, Traxster from producing all the Twisted stuff. I used to love hearing those sounds. I remember when I used to listen to those records, I would hear a sound and be like, man, what I would do with that sound if I had that sound. So fast forward to, it was about 2018 when I created the first ApeShytt 808. And so I created the 808 because it came from everybody was using the same kind of 808s. And my background is more funk, more G-funk, West Coast. And I'm used to playing the bass line. So I wanted like a synth sounding bass line, or like a something that sounded like a dope electric bass guitar. So what I did was I started creating 808s that sounded just as thick and as fat that you could almost play like it was almost like the mix between the 808 and the synth and electric bass, like all those three components put together. So I made the first 10 and I just saved them in the EXS in Logic. And then I was like, you know what? I could turn this into a plugin because I already had my dramatic plugin made. So if you guys know my background, the first thing I ever put out was my Trauma Drums. And so Trauma Drums started 2010. And so after the drums, I wanted to move on to something different. And my dude from shout outs to my dude Century Status. He hit me up like, yo, bro, I want to build a plugin for you. You got some dope drums, and we chopped it up. And so we built Dramatic. And so from Dramatic, that was probably 2016. Then 2018 came around. Like I said, I wanted to produce modern stuff without compromising my authenticity. So I didn't want to completely just change up my sound and start producing shit that sounded like what everybody else was doing. So I made those 808s, I saved them. And like I said, the light bulb came on and said, yo, bro, why don't you just put this into a VST? Then you could share them with everybody. And so I ended up developing the ApeShytt 808 VST. And I think it was about 2-3 years later, the ApeShytt 808 2 came out because I had advanced like my plugin design. Those previous two plugins were kind of just like, you know, my prototypes, you could say. And so from there came the ApeShytt 808 2. And then I just kept going because I was like, you know what? I got basses that I did. Same thing with the trauma drums. I had already had a bunch of snares and claps and kicks that I had only used one time because every time I would make a beat, I would create a new sound, a new snare, or a new kick. And some of it came from stacking sounds, blending them together. I look at it like alchemy, which I'm sure you guys do too. You know, when you mesh sounds together, you're creating something new that never existed before. So when I got to the sound aspect of it, I went back and collected all the basses that I did, all of the synth sounds that I did, and created new ones, because when you're creating something new, it inspires you to create something new, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna not only use the sounds I already have, I'm gonna start putting different, creating new sounds for this new thing I'm building. And so ApeShytt Bass was the next one that came after that. And if you hear my beats, you know some of my most favorite part of making the beat is setting that bass line in motion, you know, getting that groove going. Sometimes I'll mess the beat up because I jump to it too quick. I'm like, I know y'all done did that
It
before.
happens to the best of us.
Like, yo, I can't wait to lay this bass, but you got to put certain elements. You got to lay the foundation for the bass line to come in and groove right and connect with everything because it's the glue. But anyway, so I started building that. And then from that came all the other instruments. Once I do something like that and create something, I can become an addict to it. So I was like, I'm gonna just keep creating these new instruments, bringing out rare, authentic things, playing on the ApeShytt name and the ape theme. And the whole ape theme is really the ape. When you see that ape on the plugin, that's a representation of the creative nature of a human, right? So playing on the fact that we have our lower nature is an animalistic, wild nature, right? We're both man and spirit. So we have a higher intelligence, we have an intuitive intelligence, but we also have a very primal essence to us too. And the creative energy takes on all of that. So I wanted to kind of like, it's kind of like saying you got to go bananas sometimes, like with your creativity. Your creativity, people can call you crazy for being super creative, but it's not crazy, it's creativity. So it's kind of like giving your creativity a face in a sound and being able to tap into it, that raw organic power of creation, so that's what ApeShytt really stands for. It's the raw nature of the human being made manifest and utilized through your sound. If that makes sense. So I know I said a lot, but that's the essence of what ApeShytt stands for.
Hell yeah, yes sir, yes sir. So then y'all heard it from my boy Brahma himself. Make sure y'all go get his new VST Bigfoot Bass, which you can find the link on his page at Brett Braumauh Cleveland on Facebook. So Juggernaut, man, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your VST, how we can get it, and how it all started, fam?
Okay, yes. And I was saying backstage that Brahma's VST was like so inspiring to me, seeing brothers like him put together this collection of VSTs for people to consume. and for people to really be creative, I figured I'd put my hat in. And really, at the end of the day, the idea to spark myself for a VST instrument came from me really wanting to say, you know what, I'm on the Wall of Fame. I'm all these different things. I think it's time to reach out to a company to see if I could build my own instrument. You know what I'm saying? I know we all NPC gang, you know what I'm saying? Big love to, everybody to do their own platform, whatever it is that you choose to use, man, that's your sauce. Use it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be Ableton, FL Studio, shoot, if you can go back in the day, Acid Pro, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shout out to
Man,
my
I
boy,
remember asking.
shout out to my boy Dan Bowes here in Pittsburgh. He said, Brahma, he said he bought both of your 808s, 1 and 2,
Yeah, y'all be thinking
when you
about one
dropped
and
them.
two.
So you know what I'm saying? And
Much love.
that was one of the first people that I seen with the ApeShytt plugin. So, I was just like,
wow.
and then I really started digging in. But since I couldn't really know the channel to get to somebody that could build me a signature, like, MIDI controller of my own, you know what I'm saying? The next best thing was to find a way to build my own VST instrument. And so, that's what I did. I just decided to build Soundbox based off of that. I said, you know what? I want to make something that represents me, just like Brahma said, represents me, but it also gives producers an option to do something unique and different. So I just learned how to layer sounds, just like Brahma said. I learned how to layer my own sounds. I actually, believe it or not, I'll give y'all a gem. I used MPC to create every sound that's in Soundbox.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I use MPC and I use the layer function. For those who are not familiar with the layer function, get into doing layers on your different pads. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you come up with. But I actually did that. Created a series, and then I found a company called Rompler. And so rompler.com is the way that you actually can build your own instrument. You know what I mean? So I had to work with the company a little bit, because when I first made the Soundbox, it was not perfect. It was not perfect. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it failed more than it actually succeeded. And then I just kept working with the company. I got into their Discord channel, started talking to all of the people, you know what I'm saying, about, how can we make this better to make it easier for things to go smoothly. And they did adjustments to the software. And I just started, being patient. I just was patient. It took about 10 months, guys, for me to make Soundbox a reality. But finally, I felt like the company caught up, their updates caught up. And then I was able to introduce it to the world. And I actually have it right here on my screen. If you guys want to take a look at it real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Let's see it.
Go ahead. Yeah, take a look at it real fast. And, we don't have to go through this whole entire thing. But yes, this is the sound box right here. You know what I'm saying? You can get it on custombeatking.com for the low price of $9.99. It's 25 custom-made sounds in the sound box. I know you can't really see the interface that well, but if you can kind of like see it, there's a chorus, there's a delay, there's a chorus, there's reverb. You know what I'm saying? We have compression on this side. There's a VU meter here, and Rompler really gives you the tools to kind of like design the look of it exactly how you want it to be. So me being in Pittsburgh, PA, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying? This is where I am. I decided to make the theme red and black, black and yellow, black and gold. And so, right. So it's black and gold, and it kind of like gives you like a feel. And my theme for calling it Soundbox is like, I feel like this is just the first edition, just like how, Brahma has made different editions of the ApeShytt. This is going to have updates. And what I mean by that is I'm going to continuously add more sounds to Soundbox, to the point where you will start to hear percussion in it. You will start to hear certain things in it. Right now, there's a couple of different instrument groups in there. There is an 808 in there. There's one 808 in there. There's guitar sounds in there. There's things that I layered in there, and I called them different sounds. Like I'm a dude that, when it comes to music theory, I kind of try to go against the grain. Like, I will take an oboe and slap it up against the cymbal, and that would be a new sound. You know what I'm saying? You know, or I will take a, you know what I'm saying? I will take a like a bass guitar, and then I'll cross that up with a saxophone. Now you have something new and revolutionary for you to be able to tap into. You know what I'm saying? And that's my brother checking in. Thank you, bro. He said soundbox is the shit. Yeah, you already know. Yeah, those who don't know my brother, you already know. You know what I mean? TK, all my people from the AM King show are tapping in to the Beat Boys TV podcast today. Thank y'all. But getting back to soundbox really quick, if you don't mind, Raym, I'm just going to play a couple of seconds of this so you can kind of like see it. And one thing I should throw a disclaimer out there: the only software that I could not really get soundbox to work in, guys, unfortunately, was the MPC software, and it just for some odd reason would not read in there. But if you have FL Studio or any other pretty much DAW out there, Logic, I've tested it in Logic, FL Studio, you know, Ableton, you know what I'm saying? Any of these other, even Luna, you know, Pro Tools. Yeah.
So did you scan for the plugin in the MPC?
Yes, I did. And the only time that it does work, Braumauh, is if you have a Mac. Now, when it comes to Mac does read the soundbox perfectly. But when it comes to Windows, unfortunately, it hasn't caught up yet to that the Windows platform.
It could be the Windows Defender software because it blocks third-party apps. I run into that all the time with my customers. So try it on Windows and turn off the Windows Defender plug-in.
Okay, so basically just disable Windows for that particular, the Defender for that particular software?
Yeah, while you're installing it.
Okay, sounds good. I definitely will do that. But nonetheless, I had it working in certain softwares. You know what I'm saying? Well, most of all the major DAW software, Studio One, yes sir, Studio One, it works in there as well. But this is just a little snippet of this. I introduced it and I kind of show people how to use it.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is J-Pad, the Juggernaut.
They're on full screen too.
To my new VST instrument, the soundbox, for DAW, and find this instrument. And you'll be able to utilize it to have some fun and make some beats. Now,
that guys. Sorry about that. I know that was kind of like, you know, it was yeah. That's just how the streaming thing happens. But yeah, that's literally that's the soundbox in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not the Bentley of VSTs. It's just something that I thought would be cool for artists to tap into. You know what I'm saying? Utilizing some of their creations and have a different sound or two in there. And people like, ooh, what's that sound? You know what I mean? What is that sound? So, you know, there's 25 sounds in the sound box. And, you know, like I said, you can go to my website. You can check it out. I greatly appreciate it. And I thank y'all for allowing me to at least show it to you. You know what I'm saying? This is my website, you know, custombeatking.com. You can just go here and you can check out everything that's going on. There's interviews on here, there's my bio, you know, you can check the Taskmaster series, all the things that I got going on. And once again, man, I really appreciate you guys for you know, giving me this opportunity to put the soundbox on display.
Yeah, it looks clean, bro.
And thanks for that information too.
Oh no, all love, bro.
Thank you.
Any help needed on that end, just let me know. But it looks clean, bro. I can't wait to hear how it sounds. As soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna be checking it out, and I'm gonna cop it too. You don't have to send me no copy. I'm gonna cop it just to, you know, on the strength to show support.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. That's what we do here at Beat Boys TV. We bring everybody together to network. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew about the soundbox, but I didn't know about the ApeShytt plugin. You know what I mean? And Flash brought it to my attention. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to network, and like Brett Braumauh ain't know about the soundbox. Now he knows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Flash ain't know about the soundbox.
Nah, I didn't know about the sound box, man, but I'm glad to know about it now, man. And you know, Brahma, man, you gotta bear with my boy FDE, man. You know, he should have been known about that VST, but he too busy bagging fries over at Bob Evans. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? They pay the bills. Don't forget about Wings, etc. too. Don't forget about shout out Wings, etc. and Bob Evans. You know what I'm saying?
You know the thing that, just being an elder statesman in hip hop, the thing that really does my soul great when these networks come together like this is it shows people that we really do have power when we do come together on a certain accord. You know what I mean? And really, build the net worth. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody says that it's cliche, but when you actually see it in action, because I'm a person that believes in action, I study the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of mentalism, the law of spiritual, realms and things of that nature. And I know that, if we can keep channeling from the inside out, instead of letting the outside world control what's going on with us, don't be afraid to try to make your own instrument. Don't be afraid to try that new software, or try MPC Key 37, or get on a bass guitar, or pick up an instrument. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to record yourself, learn how to do things yourself, and just know that you got people like us that are willing to help you along the way. You know what I'm saying? Every step of the way. I'm an open book like that. I do home studio consultations here in the city of Pittsburgh and in the region around. You know what I'm saying? I pull up to people, and I help them put their studios together. I help them show them, proper studio etiquette, proper workflow. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to hit that pad correctly, know that there's a sensitivity, know that there's a full level, and know that there's 16 level, know that there's different things that you can do, know how to, automate and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Outside your box.
Absolutely.
Right.
If you can see it, you can achieve it. If you can visualize it, all you have to do is believe that it belongs to you, and put the action in. You know what I'm saying? You cannot attract unless you act.
Real talk. Real talk. I got it. That goes along with I call it, well, I guess I can call it my process of creativity or manifestation is vision, passion, decision, action.
Ooh.
And it's vision. You just spoke on it, visualizing it, because you got to be able to see it, right?
Yeah.
Passion, because you got to feel some way about it. Passion is one of the strongest vibrations, period. It's what brings things into form. It's what brought you and I into form, right? Our parents had passion. Passion that created us.
Right.
And then decision, you have to decide on it. Sometimes we forget that part of it. Sometimes we just go vision, passion, and action. But decision is the most important step, because that's what crosses you over into the realm of action, is you have to decide to do it. So we have so many dreams or plans in our head that we never decided to do, so we never acted on them, but they still live in our minds, right?
Yes.
That saying that you can pass by the graveyard and there's millions of thousands of dead dreams of people that died with their dreams, is because they didn't cross over into action by not deciding. So you have to decide. You have to make a decision to go into action with it, and action definitely is that last step to bring things into manifestation.
Oh man, that is so dope that you said that. And I would like to just tap on top of that and just pile on that and say this too, with when it comes to reaction. Like we have we're doing reactions today, right? To music and things of that nature. How you react to things is how far you're going to go. If you react poorly, your outlook and your environment around you is going to stay poor. If you react better, then you no longer are bitter. That's my own moniker. Be better and not bitter. But you have to learn how to react better to things. Sometimes when people are giving you criticism, whether it be constructive or destructive, it's not necessarily what that person is saying to you. It's how you're reacting to it. How you react to things determines everything in your day. So if you learn how to react better, you will no longer be bitter.
That's real game.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's real talk.
That's it. Speaking of reactions and stuff like that, let's get to a beat review. How about we get to a beat review, guys?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's see who we got up on the block. Who we got up on the block for this beat review? We got Misery Music with Two Sides. Two Sides. Let's get it.
Yeah. FMG, YGOG. Salute to the motherfucking mob, nigga. Juggernaut, baby, yeah, nigga got two sides. Yeah, I rep the hood, but it's two sides. Cross fucking with the yellow. Oh, she got two sides. Pretty tattoos on the thighs. Let's go. Juggernaut, baby, yeah, nigga got two sides. Yeah, I rep the hood, but it's two sides. Fucking with the yellow. Oh, she got two sides. Pretty tattoos on the thighs, on the inside. Juggernaut, baby, yeah, nigga got two sides. Yeah, I rep the hood, but it's two sides. Fucking with the yellow. Oh, she got two sides. Pretty tattoos on the thighs, on the inside. Juggernaut, baby, dripping sauce. Can't you smell me? Clean. You buying on my neck and wrist. Little baby don't wanna leave. She don't. Grinding from the streets, trying to get us all on TV. Moves. Hollow man in this street shit, but you pussy niggas don't see me. Nah, rolling more gas, dodging hate. Free my nigga, they got two yellow bones, popping pussy in the front seat. Let's go. Just got another L from West, we blowing like some real cheese. When Mo at pull up, you know she coming with that red
All right. That's Two Sides. That's Two Sides. Two Sides. By your boy Misery, by my boy Misery that sent in some heat. Okay.
No doubt.
No doubt.
How y'all feel about it, fellas? How y'all feel about it?
Well,
Let's talk about it.
Well,
You gotta go last because you know him.
oh, okay. No problem. Say no more.
You gotta go last because you know him. Braumauh, let me know what you think. What you think?
I think it's dope. It got some very modern sound to it. It got some nice bounce to it. I like the play on the words as far as the two sides thing goes. It got some definitely got some trap feel to it.
Yeah.
So that's either Midwest or down south. Some people don't realize that how I feel about it. The modern day trap music was developed by producers like Traxter from the Midwest with the triple hi-hat rolls. I was the first producer I ever heard do it, even before I heard Manny do it, was Traxter. So I'm guessing is brother from the Midwest or the South?
Absolutely, Midwest.
Okay, definitely.
He from Indianapolis.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he down the street.
Righteous. The first time I ever heard that type of sound was Traxter. With the Twister records and the Do or Die records, before anybody was really doing that. Even if you go back to Bone had that halftime kind of beat with the double time flow, but their beats, DJ Unique did it different. He put a West Coast aspect to it.
Yeah.
As far as like the drums, but as far as like the 808 drums and that 808 clap and snare, we only talk about that 808 bass, but we go back to that actual drum kit, that machine. Those claps and snares that you hear were used by Traxter doing that halftime beat, you know.
Conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Conversations said it definitely was the trap. It definitely was in the trap. Dan both said the sound was clean, great production.
Yeah, Blunt Conversations. That's Misery.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, bro. You definitely. Oh yes. Yup. Shout out to Blunt Conversations, bro. The track was awesome, bro. We loved it, bro. We loved it. Flash, what you feel about it? I'm sorry to cut you off, Braumauh, too.
Oh no, it's all good. I was going into off on a whole nother limb, but I like the joint though. It's dope.
Beat was crazy. Vocals was crazy. You already know what it is, FDE.
Yes, sir. See me, like I had to turn my interface up a little bit because when I start listening to like music and stuff, I want to actually listen to music, like the production of it. You know what I mean? It sounded clean. It was clean, bro. Like
it's clean.
Not no fuzzies, not nothing, bro. The shit was real mixed, real good. I like that. That's what I like.
No doubt. Misery is an artist that I've been working with for quite some time now, and I did not produce that track personally, but I do know his sound. And one thing that he is a consummate professional. You know what I'm saying? He's a consummate professional. He is very meticulous, and he has great studio and stage etiquette. You know what I'm saying? He's a very groomed artist. You know what I mean? I don't have to ask him to do anything outside of the norm. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to really refine him. All I do is enhance his sound when he sends me stuff. You know what I mean? Or if he asks me for a certain type of beat, I can provide that beat because he's very clear. That's another principle that we study in the law of attraction: clarity. Be very clear with what it is that you need done, and he does that. Have to really. He does that with perfection. You know what I'm saying? He does that with perfection, and I can't do nothing but be grateful and thankful for guys like Misery that are in my circle and all the people that you see in the chat. You know what I'm saying? There's others as well, but Misery definitely is one of them. And I already told him, bro, you're destined for greatness. So, you know, much love to Misery.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see y'all tearing it up, man. I'm just not. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to listen to y'all. I'm soaking up game too, y'all. I'm soaking it up, man. I'm sorry I ain't paying y'all no attention, man. The chat going crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
All the support, man. We appreciate y'all for real, for real. And man, and send them beats in, bro. Send them tracks in to beatboys.tv, gmail.com today. Y'all know what it is, man.
Absolutely.
I know what it is.
I could even run a few beats too if you guys want to hear some.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, always, bro. Yeah, and if you're ready for us to judge them, we will judge you, let you know what you got to work on, bro. We for sure. We love to hear it.
Oh, absolutely. Please do. You know what I'm saying? I got a few here just called up. Just a little something. Just a little something. Nothing nothing major, just a little something, you know. And you guys can check these out. And yeah, hopefully you like them. You know what I'm saying?
Juggernaut, 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 Juggernaut.
Yes, sir.
That's nasty. That's unfair too, man. You throwing them dope effects on it and everything, man. You taking it to another level.
Right.
I mean, I'm an old school monk, Brahma. You know what I'm saying? I've been sauce driven for a long time, and you know what I'm saying. I DJ also as well, as you guys can tell. I can DJ.
Yeah, I could see you was mixing it up. That mug is nasty, bro. That track has so much funk and soul in it.
Thank you.
It did. You know, I was thinking, like, as I was playing, I was like, that plug-in I was watching you do earlier, Brahma. It might have been yesterday or today. You had shared something on your the green.
Yeah, the Bigfoot bass.
It went crazy on there.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
definitely gonna have to check out the Bigfoot bass.
That synth bass that you used on there definitely got some air candy like that in it. That mug is nasty. You should put that bass in your VST.
VST. Okay, sounds good, man. Thank you for that advice. I greatly appreciate that. And you know, I'm from some of those eras. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a '70s kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm 53, so early '70s, obviously. and so, you know, I got a chance to, you know, one of the greatest experiences, one of the things that really helped my experience out was just being able to come across all of those eras. You know what I'm saying? I was there from the inception of hip hop, and like Brahma, I listened to a lot of funk growing up, a lot of different types of genres of music, but funk was something that I always loved. You know, funk, soul, R&B. Couldn't go wrong in those eras, the 70s, the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Those were really magical times, and I remember those times quite well. And I'm just so thankful and grateful that I'm able to you know, capture those vibes and bring them to today's sound. You know.
Righteous,
But
right.
thank you so much, man. I'm definitely going to think about that bass right there, man, for sure.
Add it, man.
We're slapping J-Pad. Slapping.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
How you feel about it, Flash?
Man, that beat was definitely crazy. I love the sample choice. I love the way you drop those effects.
The sample.
Yeah, you know what it is. Salute to you, Big OG.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, bro. You know I'm big on samples. You know that's what I do, bro. I love samples. You know I was like, oh, them chopsticks sounded a little nice over there.
That's why I had to play it, man, because I know y'all love the samples. You know, we did MPC gang, and you know, I built my career off of that. Actually, like when I started producing, I can take you guys back in the time warp a little bit. My first setup, you know, was a Tascam Porter Studio, Porter One. You know what I'm saying? It was a cassette. You know what I mean? We started out on cassette. You know, we didn't start out with just we had analog equipment. You know what I'm saying? I had a
a 4-track recorder.
It was a 4-track cassette. Yes, I had a Gemini sampler where you know, if anybody knows what the old DJ Gemini sampler was, it was like a DJ tool. However, it sampled, and you had 2 seconds per bank, and it only had 4 banks. And so you had to be clever and creative when you put your records in there and use the sampler. And the only other thing that was really tedious about it is that, you know, with using cassette, we had to manually tap the pad on the sampler and push buttons and stuff all the way through the record. You know what I'm saying? And if you messed up one time, you had to back up and start it all over again. You know what I mean? So it really helped me with my timing and things of that nature when it comes to triggering samples and things of that nature. And, you know, we had keyboards, we had drum machines, we had the real MIDI where you had the cables, the in and out. And, you know, had to make all that stuff work together. And, you know what I'm saying? And had an Akai reel-to-reel for my master files. And we didn't have compressors and things of that nature. We didn't have condenser microphones. We had dynamic microphones because that's what we could afford at that time. But our humble beginnings, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thankful for those humble beginnings because, you know, that was just really what made me who I am today. And I just feel like, you know, a chameleon. I try to adapt and blend into different situations and different musical genres. I've done everything from death metal to, you know what I'm saying, to Afrobeat to you name it. I've been a reggae producer for over 20 years, and it's really been a lot of fun, man. What a hell of a journey.
I know that's right.
Righteous.
It's real. So I have a question for both of y'all. So Braumauh and Juggernaut, who would you say your top 5 favorite producers are right now?
Go ahead, Braumauh. I got you.
So here's the thing. I have my top 3, but the other 2 are interchangeable. But if I'm speaking on the producers who had the most influence on my production at earlier age and probably have still have a strong hold on how I process my sound selection and decision making when making beats, it's going to be definitely Dre, and I probably named them all already in this conversation. Dre, Battle Cat, DJ Quick, Traxter, and DJ Unique, only because when I was coming up, those were the records that kind of trained my ear a lot. And anybody else that's after that kind of came from that lineage in a way. But those are probably the 5 most organic. I still got love for, you know, other producers like Timbo and Pharrell and them, and they had an influence on me later on. But if I'm talking about like if I was 14 again and I was starting to make beats, those would be the 5 producers that were in my mind and in my heart at the time I was developing my sound. That makes sense.
Dope. I mean, as far as the top 5 for me, it's very difficult because I got such a wide palette of things that I was able to listen to, you know, Afro-Cuban jazz and things of that nature. But if I had to say, you know, my influences that resonated with me and made me want to be who I am, first at the top of the line would be Barry White. Barry White was just, he was a musical genius. And, you know, Prince was a musical genius. You know what I'm saying? D'Angelo, is a musical genius.
Man,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love D'Angelo, bro.
I mean, you know, D'Angelo's a musical genius, but as far as the hip hop world is concerned, my top 5 producers of all time have to be the Uma, which is Q-Tip, Jay Dilla, and the Squad. You know what I'm saying? It would have to be DJ Premier.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It would have to be also third, and definitely not shabby on anything, was Eric Sermon. You know what I'm saying? Eric Sermon definitely is in my top 5. Fourth is a tough one, but I would definitely have to say, you know, from the West Coast, it would have to be Battle Cat. You know what I'm saying? Battle Cat was really, really instrumental in a lot of things. Yeah. And number 5, you know what I'm saying, is even tougher, because it's like it's hard to kind of like, you know, say who your top 5 is, because there's been so many great influences. But I would have to say it was Organized Noise from Atlanta.
Nice.
Righteous.
You already know what it is. So, you know,
the Roots would be an honorable mention, but
Roots,
the Roots would be an honorable mention. Absolutely.
I mean, that's where you get Scott Storch too, originating, you know, so there wouldn't be no Scott Storch without the Roots.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's what I was fixing to say, man. My top 5 would be definitely, my first is Scott Storch, you know, coming from a piano playing background myself, you know, Scott Storch, Dr. Dre, EA Ski, of course, you know, big shout out to EA Ski, the new track.
He's nasty.
Yeah, the new track he just dropped with Ice Cube called My Ego, you know, shout out to EA Ski, man. And, you know, also DJ Premier and Alchemist, you know what I'm saying? That's
Alchemist, absolutely.
Alchemist is cold.
Alchemist, he does drop something with 2 Chainz. I liked that. Then in the chat, Ben Frank said, "Don't forget the Dungeon family. Respect to the Dungeon family." Love.
Yeah, that would be organized noise was part of the Dungeon family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to throw High Tech in there too, man.
Oh, High Tech for sure.
Yeah, High Tech fire. See, y'all, with me it's different because, Brahma, how old are you?
I just hit 40.
Yeah, see, I'm always the young guy in the room. So my producer, like, I don't know, I like kind of like my favorite producer of all time was Zaytoven. I love Zaytoven beats. That's like
Zaytoven's very gifted, super gifted
Zaytoven.
dude.
Zaytoven is hard.
Yeah, it'll be Zaytoven Metro Boomin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pierre Bourne. Love Pierre Bourne. It'd be like that. Then I'll have my, like I always say, my go-to old school, which is older for me, would be Swiss Beats and Timberland.
Dope.
Don't that sound? Hey, J-Pad, don't that sound crazy that he's calling that old school?
Ain't it crazy? Ain't it crazy? Ain't it crazy? It's crazy.
It made a couple of my gray whiskers fall off my face, man.
But it's not really like, and it's crazy because I know what old school is, like, bro. Like, I know y'all be watching. I go viral.
But it's respect though.
And it's for respect. I say, it's all respect for sure.
You know, and
it just sound crazy to us because that was the era that, you know, that we, even though J-Pad is the era before mine. You're the same age as my oldest brother, who's got me by 13 years. So I respect your era too.
Thank you.
But it's funny because Timberland and Swiss Beats is still modern era hip hop for us. Right. But because you came after us, what year were you born?
93. But
they
was at their peak. See, like when I was hearing them, I was in the back of my uncle's car. You know what I mean? Right. I wasn't driving. Now I'm driving the car listening to like what I like listening to. So it's Metro, Pierre, Board, and stuff like that.
Right.
So it is old school to be type deal. You know what I mean?
Right. No, real talk.
Yeah, and
it just sounds crazy to us.
It does. And you know, there was a few others that I probably forgot to mention, like the Bomb Squad. And if people don't know who Bomb Squad was Hank Shockley, you know, and the crew, and they were producing Chuck D and Public Enemy. Their very first couple of albums are iconic, classic albums, and that's why they're in the Hall of Fame. I mean, of course, there's others. Pharrell, I respect Pharrell tremendously.
Love
You
for
know, I mean, there's a lot of great musicians.
even Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Down south. Yeah, man. You
Right,
know,
right.
all of those guys, you know, and I wanted to give a shout out to Melman Dan from Pittsburgh, because a lot of people don't know he was part of the production team for Dr. Dre
Yes,
and
sir.
Sam Snead. And, you know, Sam Snead and Melman get big flowers, you know, and all of these guys are just great musicians and very inspiring. I don't look at it as competition. I think that one thing us producers have to stop doing is looking at others as competition, and look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, the only competitor that I really have on a day-to-day basis is that person that I'm looking at right there.
Right, right.
And I think you'll go a lot further, you know what I'm saying? Because we're always comparing ourselves to others. And I think all you need to do is just be yourself. Be yourself. Make the music that you enjoy. Make the music that you love, and be your
Right.
own individual. Don't be afraid to create a new sound.
Right. And I wanna piggyback off of that. The whole essence of music production is co-creation. It's always been co-creation. Before you had an individual independent music producer, you had bands, you had musicians in a room together creating the music. Now we're a one-man band. So it becomes like, I'm the bass player, I'm the key player, I'm the drummer. So now it becomes like, a whole ego thing. But it's not really that. Like, some of the music that I was mostly influenced by, it took a group of people to create. Like my top of the top food chain producers outside of hip hop, definitely Zapp and Roger.
Oh,
But
Zapp
listen
and
to that.
Roger. Oh,
Yeah,
You
man.
feel?
yeah.
But listen to that. It's Zapp and Roger. It wasn't just Roger.
It was Zapp and Roger.
When just
George Clinton in Parliament, though it was a whole
Yeah.
group of people. So saying
the
all that to
Isley
say,
brothers.
yeah,
Isley Brothers.
exactly.
Isley
So
brothers.
Like those guys like Barry White. He had Love Unlimited Orchestra. You know,
mm,
Isaac Hayes had a band. You know what
right.
I'm saying? Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean,
Oh, come on, man.
Come on.
They're the truth. And the spiritualism that they put into the music is on a whole nother level. But saying all that to say that, like, we have to look at ourselves as co-creators. I wouldn't be who I am without the 5 producers I just named. If I'm in a room creating a track, sometimes those producers are their influences in the room with me. And so on a spiritual level, I give them co-creation credits, because if it weren't for their sounds, I wouldn't have the sound that I've developed that I have today. It's no different than your parents. You got to always honor and respect your parents, because you wouldn't be here without them. You're half of their DNA, right? Half of their
Yes.
DNA has created you. In music, it works the same. So there can be producers that be like, oh, I got an ego, I did this all myself, but you didn't. You were inspired and influenced by a certain set of producers or a certain generation of music that you were able to stand on the shoulders of. That's why I always pay homage. I could do a track and some people will be like, oh yeah, that sounds like Dre, or that sounds like Cat. Well, yeah, they influenced me. And then at the same time, they were inspired and influenced by the Zapp and Rogers in the Parliament. So you're gonna hear that DNA and that sound too,
Oh man, you said
And
you said it, brother. Well said.
He did, and me as a sample-based producer, I can understand that. Because that's how I get all of my inspiration, is off somebody else's inspiration.
Right.
Talk about that, Rain. Rain, you've been collecting records now for a minute, and
So,
some of the records. Talk about the surprise factor, because a lot of people don't realize that when you buy a piece of vinyl, you're going to get such a wealth of sample material off of one record that you can actually create an entire album off of the album that you're sampling. Yes, absolutely.
Literally millions of sounds are in this black thing we have right here. Millions of sounds. And they inspire every time I pop one onto the record player, it inspires me every time. Like I done accidentally got live shows that I didn't think that it would be recordable or sampleable, that just got the sonics in it is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could just pull them out. I could just put them into the MPC, extract it out, and just use what I want, how I want it, and I just love it. And to get it, and to get inspired by other artists, other producers, other, even like random sound, like even people. I got albums where people banging on pots and pans. It sounds like from like the 40s. It inspires me. I just love listening to different sounds and putting them together on a track, bro. I love sampling music.
Oh man, can't beat it, right?
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, sound is soul, man.
All right, y'all. I gotta. So with me, with the questions, like me personally, I like to ask personal questions because, like, with me, music is personal. You know what I mean? I take my music and I take my career serious. I take music real serious. So with y'all, I'm gonna start off with Braumauh because, like, I'm aware, like, you guys newborn. I don't know, like, you got a family. Everybody, we all have family and stuff.
Right.
So how do you mix and match your family time with music time? Like, how do you go about that?
So being that I just had a newborn, right? She's about to be 4 months old in the next.
Congratulations, man!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's what I was getting to. Like, I knew you had a baby, but I didn't know if you want to put it out to the world.
Yeah, we can put me on Front Street. Yeah, I just had a baby girl. Thank y'all for the love and blessings. You know what? I try to she's too young to let me work sometimes though. So I'll have her in here in the lab with me and she'll get bored real quick. So I got to find ways to entertain her. But I think that it all works together. It's like it's no different than I'll bring it to your you being a sample-based producer. It's like trying to work a sample. It's like sometimes it's not there in the beginning and it takes a minute. It might take a week or something to get, but then once you lock in, you're like, oh, that's what it's saying to me. This how it's supposed to go. It's like that with the family thing. I'm still developing that because, you know, like I said, being a new father, before it was a little easier. It was just me and my lady. So I'll be like, hey, I'm about to just bounce real quick and I'm about to, you know, put some hours in and just get down. But with her now, sometimes we got to change duties because she's doing her own thing too on the business front. So she might be like, hey, take the baby. I got to do this video. So it's really just about working with what you have. There might be times where I'm not able to produce because I got her on my lap right now, but I might be able to do some sound design. I'll find a way to incorporate, okay, you know what? Right now I could spend time resampling because I don't have to do nothing but set the sound up and resample the sound and while I'm sitting here playing with her. There's just different things. I might have the bouncer in here with me. You know, I'm gonna put her in this bouncer. She's gonna be good for about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna get this beat in. Or I might have to put her in the carrier and stand up and make the beat. You know, it's just really it's being creative. It's at the same time as just extracting. As music producers, our central line is creators, right? That's our root. That's our common denominator is we're creators. So your lifestyle, you have to do the same way. I had the saying called produce your life, which really is what that is. It's like you have to produce your life the same way that you would produce a track, right? You got the bass line, you got the drums, you got the bass line is, I mean, the drums are the heartbeat, right? So what is the heartbeat of your life? Your family. The bass line is the soul of the track. What is the soul of your life, your spirituality, right? You got to implement that into it. They all work together. They're all cohesive. It's just about how you align the elements together to work. So for me, that's what it's really about. The answer to that question is the same way I would approach making music, period, is creation. How can I create this? Sometimes I have to create time for family. Sometimes I have to create time for music. Sometimes they got to come together in some type of a way, you know? Yes. I think that sometimes the problem is we try to separate things and sometimes you need to, right? Yes. Someone mentioned clarity. J-Pad, you mentioned clarity, right? Yeah. For clarity, you have to do that because things could get confused and you know, and sometimes confusion can cause conflict. So at a time you may have to do that, but it's really just balance. Balance is the answer to all of this, is balancing it. If I can spend, okay, I'm gonna spend 6 hours with the family today, then I'm gonna come back and do 3 hours of music, right? Or I might, like I said, I might just have the baby in here with me and finding a way to create or make her a part of the creative process in a way. It's really just, there's options. There's no right way to do it. You know, it's just really about how you can make it happen.
It's your way.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely. It's your way. And it's also, like he said, balance. We can even take it a step further and say yin, yang. You know what I'm saying? One cannot exist without the other. And a lot of people probably looking at the logo on my head here, and that's a dragon with a Chinese symbol for strength, and it's sealed. So that means infinite strength. You know what I'm saying? Because when a dragon is chasing its tail like that and it's almost connected, that means infinite. You know what I'm saying? That symbolizes infinity. But the point that I'm getting at is also you can almost look at that and say yin, yang. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to balance life out. You know what I'm saying? Like Podgy said in the chat, life be lifing. And we have to find ways. Like he said, he can have his daughter with him and he can still multitask. Be a multitasker. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at things that change in your life as a reason for you to stop being who you are. It's just not, all it does is it just adds and enhances. You can either look at it as a deterrent, or you can look at it as it's enhancing your life. And depending on how you look at it, depending on how you react to things, depending on how you approach things, is how far you go. People always talk about this with careers. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, oh, a guy like J Pad is in his 50s. He should be thinking about doing this, that, and the third. I said, why? Why should I be? Because you said I'm too old to be doing this? No. I'm a lifer. That's just like telling the Four Tops to stop playing music. That's just like telling any of our living legends to stop being exactly who they are. You know what I'm saying? You must continue to be who you are, believe in yourself, and everything will come your way. You could just balance it out. Just like Braumauh said, balance is key.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Podgy Carter in the chat. They live for the show. They rebroadcasting the show. We appreciate the love.
Yeah,
appreciate the share.
Rain, that's the Mellow Man. That's PDC.
Oh shit, PDC was good, Mellow Man. That's my boy in the morning.
He said he's rebroadcasting over some beats. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Appreciate the love, PDC, man. Appreciate the love. Yeah, man.
The habit.
Yes, sir.
Actually, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard it, but Flash actually got a track. He just dropped. He got 2 tracks he just dropped, actually, with 2 different artists. An artist out of New York, Jiggy Jada. They dropped the track together. The artist.
Yes, I've been interested in hearing this.
Yeah, and the artist here from South Bend, Indiana, T.G. They did a song together too. It's actually a really great song.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and play these songs. Man. See what we got here in the archives. Let me find it. You know what I'm saying? I'll find it for y'all. Here we go, right here.
Your fucking warrant don't ever go over my fucking head again.
It's the cheeky one. Hey, hip hop, Hey, hip hop. This for hip hop kids. Long as I heartbeat, hip hop lives. Take a look at what hip hop did. Everybody in the world on some hip hop shit. Put your pain in the music and let that thing fly. I put my pain in my music, this ain't no AI. If I get famous off music, I pray I change mine. Cause these are same times, I truly can't lie. If it wasn't for music, who would listen to me? Used to write my feelings till it fit in the beat. Put the shit on repeat, continually. Nasty Nines, DMX, father figures to me. Not literally, of course figuratively. As a kid, felt like the world shitted on me. Think back on the days of Onyx. Hit it doggy style, blazing chronic. Real rap, I don't play about her. Little niggas need to pay some homage. Need to stop clout chasing, following. Y'all bet for acknowledgement. I see, I acknowledged it. You fake MCs who she got a problem with. And fake gatekeepers, y'all fuck the game up. Blackball the talent, so it's fuck the famous. You know the fame itch gets contagious. When they switch up, flip the pages. This for the culture, support the real ones. Ignore the vultures, this for the culture. This for the culture, support the real ones. Ignore the vultures. Y'all don't hear me though, y'all don't hear me. Hey, hip hop, this for hip hop kids.
Hey, I say hip hop, produced by Fly Freaking Flame and Rick. Jiggy Jada, that shit was God damn you,
man.
Tell me what y'all feel. How y'all feel about it? Tell me how y'all feel about
That's
it.
definitely got the essence of hip hop embedded in it. You could hear it with just even the drum pattern alone got that original hip hop feel. It's definitely a head knocker. And I like the wordplay from the artist too, and the message was dope. It was clear, and the production was clear. The quality was dope. I liked everything about it, man, for sure.
Sir Pat.
Oh man, listen, that just it did my soul good. We talking about soul food. That's like soul food. You know what I'm saying? When you hear that gumbo or that raw hip hop, that just knocking. You know what I'm saying? When you got your head going like this, you did something right. You know what I mean? And so that felt real nostalgic but current at the same time. I give that a nice high star rating. You know what I'm saying? The MC was definitely spitting jewels, and the beat was straight classic hip hop. I loved it. I loved the chops. I loved the drums. The drums were very, very hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Well done.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. That's a big honor coming from both y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Big honor, man. I appreciate it so much, man. It just makes me want to keep going, man, for real.
Oh, bro, you gonna keep going. You ain't got no choice. I'm your little brother. It's over with.
You got Dwayne, you got a snippet of the other one?
Is it in the email, Flash?
I'll send it to you right now. Hold up.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would like to check it out, man. I'm a creative just like you guys. In the meanwhile, in between while, would you guys like to hear another beat? Or would you like to hear a little snippet?
We're here to play beats and network.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is
Brauauh, you got any beats you want to send over? You send me over some beats. You got some beats you sent over?
I didn't send over no beats. I could play a couple from here though, but I wasn't prepared. So I gotta
Oh no, we ain't gonna charge that to you, brother. You got a newborn, you got a lot of
bro,
things
you
going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You good.
But we must give our flowers to Braumauh because ApeShytt 808, the movement itself, and it's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Based off of what you explained to us, we got to give you your flowers for that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it's super inspiring, especially for gentlemen, even in the older generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get inspired by things just as much as you guys get inspired by us. So, like I said, it inspired me to create my own instrument. I said, you know what? I see ApeShytt 808, man. And when I say you can learn something about how this man promotes his brand, you can learn something. Everybody out there watching right now, go tap into the ApeShytt 808 website. Please. Look at that. Look at the promos that this man puts down. My fault.
I'm sorry, Japan. And I know he's doing something right because I told Braumauh earlier. When I typed it into Google, it popped right the fuck up. It popped right up. I didn't have to look for it or nothing. It pops right up.
That's love. So let me tell you guys something, man. I had to put beat making down for a minute to learn marketing, right? Because I was coming up when I had Trauma Drums, I had a business partner that did all the marketing, so all I had to do was just be the creator. Then when that folded, we closed it down, and I had moved back to Phoenix. Long story short, I had to start all the way over from the ground up, and I had to take what I learned about marketing and utilize it. But it took me years to get off of just wanting to sit down and produce what I love to do. I had to tell myself, I already know how to do this. Let me learn marketing the same way I learned music production. Let me go study. Let me figure out. Let me learn how to produce a brand rather than just producing a beat. So that's what you're seeing is I had to put on the same hat for my brand that I would as a producer for my music. And so that's why you see it the way it is. That's a production. When you're looking at my plugin, it's not just a plugin, it's a production. A product is a production. So yeah, man, I see you. Hey, that's cold, bro. I see you.
Okay.
So look, the segue into that's your brand right there. Okay. You're not playing, bro. That's cold.
You didn't show me that stuff.
And look, I'm gonna take camo is my weakness, bro. That's my shit. That's cold, bro.
Well, I will say this. I will say this. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, the hat, everything, but And I had watches, I had timepieces, I had everything. You know, I tried everything: Bluetooth speakers, tapestries. I had puzzles. I had
Righteous.
all kind of different types of things. If you can think it, just like Brahma is saying, you can achieve it. But the branding and the marketing is super critical, and it's a learning
Yes.
curve. Because even though I had these products, I had to put them on pause for right now, but they will be rebranded and they will be back out at some point in time. But I decided to get into the digital side because I was so inspired by your digital marketing with your brand and others that have done these type of things, that I said, you know what, I want to get into digital products, you know what I'm saying, and go
Mm.
in from there. Because when you first went to my website, you would see those, but there was
Yeah.
something that was missing because I'm not great at marketing. And so I'm learning, though. You know, we're learning how to market. You know what I'm saying?
Righteous.
Like
Righteous.
you said, you know, you had to take time out, and just like you wear the hat, being the beat man, you got to turn around and learn how to wear that hat in marketing. And artists, producers that are watching the show today, you can learn a lot from this message that Brahma just sent us. Is you got to wear that hat. You cannot be afraid to put the hat on and say, hey,
Mm.
look, I can
Mm.
be as dedicated to marketing my brand, to pushing my brand, to being, you know, Misery is in the chat, he has his own branding. Everybody, keep at it. You never know when you do a product that's going to hit. None of those products really hit on the market, but that's just because I can hold myself accountable for not taking the time out to understand branding and balance. You know what I'm saying? Branding and balance is super critical and it's super important. And so, you know, I salute you for that, Brahma, because people can learn so much from what you have done, man. You really have outdid yourself. Everybody knows about ApeShytt 808.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to see. Big
Thank you.
salute.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm starting a program, and it's already kind of started, but I haven't fully launched it yet to the public. But it's called Beat Gorilla. And Beat Gorilla is a program, and it's also a software system for music producers, sound designers, even studio heads that want to learn how to create um an income source, or to actually live off the music full time. Like, I haven't worked a job since 2009. I've been doing music full time since then. But there were years, I'm not saying it was all peaks.
Since
There's valleys and
2004 for
peaks.
me, so I can relate. 2004 for
Salute,
me.
salute. Yeah. So you understand that it's not always straight line. It's valleys and peaks. It's gonna be highs and lows. But
Peaks
if
and
you could make,
valleys.
yeah, if you could make your low still higher than you would be working a 9 to 5, then you're good. And
Yes.
I've been on both ends of it. I've been rock bottom and I've been to the top, like, okay, yeah, this is good.
Yep.
But the thing about it is consistency in systems. Systems is the number one thing, though, in processes. So I had to develop a marketing process. I had to develop a marketing system, and beyond just a marketing system, a sales system, right? Something to create a communication between me and my customers. That's what you see in the emails, building the relationships, the videos, right? Getting behind the camera, not being scared to get behind the camera and speak to people. In its digital age, there's no excuse, right? We all have the tools and the capability to do exactly what we're supposed to do. But with this Beat Gorilla program, that's what I'm doing. So it's going to be part of a few things. So it's going to be a training program based on a community aspect, just like we're doing here, but we're going to have lives probably once or twice a month where we all come together, and I'm helping critique, but by critiquing and showing what producers need to be doing with their particular system, because everybody's system is built different, right?
Yes.
My
Yes.
what For example, what is your website platform, JPad?
It is Banzoogle.
Okay, Banzoogle. So I'm using WordPress, but I also Beat Gorilla comes with its own very like intuitive interface of website building too, just like a Banzoogle or a Wix or WordPress.
That is
So
dope.
appreciate it. So it's been a long time coming, and I've invested a lot of money into it. But like I'm saying, I'm launching it, so it's going to be kind of like a school, a community-based school system, showing producers how to sell their own plugins, how to sell their own sound packs, how to sell their studio time if they want to do that, how to sell their own presets, how to sell their own courses. It's all in one because I've done it all. The only thing I haven't done really is sell presets, unless you're counting for my own specific plugins. But that's only because it's not necessarily my thing. There's people. I remember Finger telling me about doing the NPC presets he's about to come out with, which is dope. You could do that for NPC, you could do that for Serum, you could do that for any kind of software that producers are already using. There's a market for it, right? There's a market for everything that you could think of in the producer community. And for me, I went from just selling beats to artists to selling sounds to producers because for one thing, I'm a producer, so I know what kind of sounds you need already, right? Who better to go to than a producer who's already trained his ear for exactly what you're looking for when you go and you type in Google free drum kit or Dr. Dre drum kit or Kanye drum kit. You're looking for a specific type of sound. So when I came out with Trauma Drums, it was because I was already sharing my drums with my producer circle, right? And I was already creating drum sounds, so that was right for me. And then, like I said, it stepped into creating the plugins because I was already designing my own sounds that I know producers would love to use as well. So whatever you're doing, you could give back in some kind of way, whether it's sound design or reteaching. JPad, I'm pretty sure with the decades of experience that you have, there's a lot that you could teach online, just like you're teaching. I know, as you said, you show producers in studios how to set up their home production and stuff. You could do that
what that's
online
called
as well.
Yeah, what that's called is you can do it online. I've always been a person that people, I'm a word of mouth, well-known person via word of mouth. So my lane, like you said, everybody has a lane. It just all depends on how well you run in it. You know what I'm saying? My lane is person to person, going to see people. I've actually traveled all up and down the East Coast, guys. How I got popular in Pittsburgh was I had one of the most successful mobile studio businesses in Pittsburgh, where instead of people going to a facility to record, I had 3 small bags. Started out on the bus. This is talk about humble beginnings. Started out on the bus, catching the bus to clientele and setting up my studio in their home, creating beats, doing recordings, mixing, and be gone in the same session. And so, that's kind of like what I did. But now I just do the same thing with teaching people how to run their own studio, because technology is advanced to the point now where you can do it in your bedroom, or you can do it in your living room, or you can do it in your dining room. And I just come and I show people how to do those things. But what it's called, Braumauh, it's called the Beat Intellect Academy. So it already has a curriculum of its own. And what the Beat Intellect Academy is me personally showing up on site and just being your personal teacher and showing you how to actually, develop yourself in ways that you see your end game. But the first thing that I always ask people before they hire me to do anything is define your end game. Define your end game, because it will make sense when you make your investment what your end game is and why you have what you have. So once we identify that, then I can go and I can make recommendations. Oh, well, maybe you need this Mackie bundle, or maybe you need this bundle right here, or this, that, and the third. But like I said, once again, and you said it quite well, Braumauh, is lanes. Make sure that you decide what your lane is and run in it, just like Usain Bolt.
Game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I got one more question that I want to ask both y'all, man, before we get into the song with T.G real quick. So I want to bring this up because I feel like it's a really important subject to go over, because it's really been, I feel like it's affecting us as producers, graphic designers, recording engineers. How do you feel about AI and what it's doing to affect our businesses as far as being able to generate beats on the fly, being able to generate graphic covers on the fly, and so on and so forth?
Well, I just quickly say this. Go ahead, Brain.
Only because we actually talked about this the other day, Pat, on your show. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. All righty then.
Go
When it comes to this specific side of AI, though, because the way we talked about it on the show is a little bit different than the way we're talking about it now. When it comes specifically to the business of music, it just all depends on what you choose to utilize AI for. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're utilizing it to help structure yourself, it can give you some very helpful hints and tools. Like I used Chat GPT one time personally, because the burning question that day with my people was, what does it take to run a successful music business, Pat? And I said, well, let's ask Chat GPT. We did it as an experiment. Chat GPT laid out the 11 departments that you must have in order to have a successful music business. Now, if you're utilizing it for that purpose, it's AI is all in what purpose you are using it for. You know what I'm saying? If you're utilizing it to structure yourself up properly, I believe it is a great tool for that. Now, if you're just using it as a cheat code to get ahead because you don't have the know-how to do graphics, or you don't have the know-how to do this, that, and the third, I don't necessarily think that that's a healthy thing, because it kind of takes people out of the framework of what it is that they do best. And all you need to do is develop these healthy relationships, just as we've been saying today, and seek out a person that can do your graphics. Seek out a person that can do things for you, and you'll fare better in that capacity, and you won't take something away from that particular individual. Now, do I think AI is great? Absolutely. Do I think it also can be used for evil or bad purposes? Absolutely. And we always talk about this, Raim, on the AM King show. But in music business, you definitely just have to be specific on what it is you're utilizing it for.
But J Pat, do you feel like it's affecting us as far as like the type of financial income that we can be generating as producers and graphic designers? Because you could just go on AI and just type in, give me a drill beat or whatever, and boom, you can just get it generated for free and not have to pay a dime for it.
But you know what? I don't believe so.
Sound like that though. The beat, I feel like, because just like you said, I like with the graphic designs and stuff. My fiance, she does graphic design. She uses AI a lot. You know what I mean? She in the group, people like try to bash her for it, but then she can turn around and show stuff she actually done. It all like AI doesn't do a great job. It every time it does, just like with the stem separations on our NPCs, it doesn't do a great job. So therefore, it's our job as the people using the AI to enhance it. As they was saying, you got to be able to use it first and foremost. Just like anything, just like any instrument, just like any software, just like any tool that you got to be able to use that tool. If you don't know how to use that tool, it ain't gonna work out for you.
Yeah, just to answer your question though, bro, I don't believe that it's going to hurt us. The reason why I say that, and here's the reason why I say it, is because AI cannot be JPad. AI cannot be Braumauh. AI cannot be Flash. AI cannot be FDE. AI can only be AI. And it can only be an example of what you are. At some point in time, just like the habits that people practice, you know what I'm saying? You know this thing about habit, right? Habits are practiced, whether they're good habits or bad habits. What habits you choose to practice are going to stay around you, and the limitations of what AI, where AI stops, because yes, you can try to emulate me, but you cannot be me. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that AI is actually developed from the human brain itself. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about this, right, Rain? Mm-hmm. AI is developed from the human brain itself. So it can only gather and produce what the human brain can produce, but not every human brain. Are you feeling what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's going to hurt us at all, to be honest with you. Those of us that are really what we do, like I couldn't rely on AI to make a record that sounded like the record I just heard. I cannot. It's not there yet. It's not there yet.
I think AI is being looked at the same way computers were being looked at when in I'd say about year 2000, the whole Y2K shit. But specifically in music production, I remember when Fruity Loops came out, right? And then you had Reason and stuff, and then you had a lot of producers who came from the era before that that were kind of mad because they're like, okay, well, it's cheating. And you still have producers that feel that way, right? You could tell an old school producer, hey, I'm using FL Studio. He might be like, oh no, I'm still using my MPC. You that ain't, FL Studio ain't you ain't getting the real, you're not no real producer. I think AI is being looked at the same way. And but really what it is, like, the production equipment has never been, it's really always been about the producer in the producer's ear. Everything else is a tool. So AI is the same way. AI is a tool. There's producers that I've seen the conversations, oh man, you're taking our jobs. But no, it's not. It's not. The thing that's going to take your job is a producer that learns how to use AI, just like producers used a studio session musician back in the day. I might need a drum pattern a certain way, and I might go to AI to do it because I don't have access to a producer that could do it for me that way. And that's cool. It's no different than sampling. That's just like saying, okay, I sampled drums from James Brown and I made melodies over it. Oh, you cheated, man. It's no different, right?
Exactly.
It's really just using it as an extension of your process.
And not only that, can I say this real quick?
Okay.
Because this point just hit me. It's a great question, first and foremost, Flash. And I think that it's really something that does need to be talked about. But we also have to talk about producers not really being in the business mindset. Most of the people that are
Right.
complaining don't have their credentials in order. I can
Right.
safely say that by a show of hands out there in the chat. How many of y'all got your PRO? How many of y'all understand the business side of what it is that you're doing? If you do not understand the business side, the complaint is like null and void, in my personal opinion. You have to
Right.
really make sure that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and making sure your business is completely covered and have your end game defined. Because when I see people say that, sometimes I'll be like, man, do you really have an end game with this? Are you just complaining because others are complaining?
That's real talk. And that's an important aspect of it too, touching on the business, because if you're a business-minded music producer, you're not thinking about what AI is going to take from you. You're thinking about what it could do for you. That for me, when I learned about ChatGPT and even Suno, and even there's another one, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but it's called loudme.ai.
Yeah, yes, I have.
I heard of Suno, Timberland doing the thing with
Yes,
Suno. I heard that.
loudme.ai. Yep, I
Loudme is
ran across
cold.
it.
If you want to generate samples, go to loudme AI, I think it is, and go to the sound effects part and type in, oh, I want a trumpet sample. It can do some dope shit. Now you might have to clean it up, but what I'm saying is,
right,
why not use it for what we would use anything else for?
Right.
Yeah, like sometimes I might use like a chord generator.
Exactly.
Because I can't play for nothing.
But
Bro,
MPC can do that.
Yep.
But see, this is why technology is so beautiful, fellas. We all got a MPC at our disposal. You guys use that one. Rame knows that this is my MPC right here. You know what I'm saying? I have the MPC Studio, and that's what I use. You know what I'm saying? But you can generate chords, and you don't have to know how to play chords without AI. You know what I'm saying? So with it, all it's going to do is just like how we chop a sample, fellas. Like if we're chopping a sample, if we key group the sample, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, this is a teachable moment for those who don't use key group in MPC. I suggest you learn how to use key group, because you can take that same sound that you generate from AI and be your own individual with it and create your own melody, create your own, you know what I'm saying? And it's also, it's just who you are within yourself. If you have the right intent you can utilize AI for your betterment. You don't have to look at it like it's going to take something away from you. Find ways to utilize it to enhance what it is that you're doing.
Right.
I think people are more scared of it than anything.
It's a habit. That's why I said habit, because habits are practice. Whether they're good habits or bad habits. The habit is you see somebody else complain, but your habit is to follow instead of set. If you lead, you lead. If you follow, you follow. And a lot of these people that are complaining are just following what somebody else is complaining about.
Yeah, it goes back into what you said earlier, JPad, about reaction.
Yeah.
And if you react in the way of fear, then that's the only way you're going to see it. And you're thinking of the negative, which negative is subtraction. but why not look at it in a positive addition? How can this add to what I'm doing? How can this add to, how can it be a better source for what I'm already doing?
Yes, and you
I
said
think
something really important there, and I don't want to take up too much time, fellas, but fear is another thing. Fear is of the unknown. Have you ever heard that phrase, fear of the unknown? The only reason why you fear it is because you don't know it.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I'm not really like complaining about AI or worried about it. I just feel like, there's a lot of ignorant artists out there already. Like they don't want to pay us for our beats. They don't want to give us credit for our beats. They want to go on YouTube and download all the free YouTube beats they can, and utilize that for their career. So I would just, kind of thinking, oh, great, here comes AI, another system where where artists can just go and grab free beats like YouTube, and so that's really the way I'm kind of looking at it.
You don't want to work with them artists who are going to do that anyway.
Right.
There's still going to be the artists out there that are like, no, I want an organic beat. I want to be produced just for me. Those are the artists that you want to find. The other artists that are doing that, they've weeded themselves out from your pool of artists that you want to work with anyway.
And that goes back to lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Your lane of your people that like your beats are going to stay in your lane. They're not going to even worry about AI. They're going to stick with you. Now, as far as those other artists, the world is too big, fellas. I can say this from being an internationally known person. The world itself is too big for us to think that is going to stop us from being who we are.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, sir. But FT, man, why don't we get into that track with T.G real quick? We're already running out of time here, big dog.
Yeah, bro, we got as much time as y'all got. Well,
sorry, we was, but
no,
I
bro,
think it was very
I
important.
love it, bro.
And I thank you guys for that. Thank you, Finger Flame, Flash, for putting that subject out there, because these are the type of things that develop healthy reactions. When we're talking about reactions, we can get to a healthy reaction when we see other people that understand what that is and are able to supersede over it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so in the chat, see Nagato Kales said everyone should also realize that everyone has different means of being creative, and it shouldn't just be frowned upon. Just be creative at this point. Use it.
Right.
Great point.
That's C from the AM King show. Yes, sir.
Okay. Shout out to you, brother, for sure. Appreciate it. And he be dropping some stuff too. He be talking, bro. I'll be listening. Hey, he be talking. He do, bro. All right, y'all. We got a beat produced by my big brother, Fat Flash Finger Flame.
Woo!
And the artist I fuck with on a daily, my cousin T.G. Let's hear it. Overdrive.
It's a cold world, I just need some heat, and it's too easy, I be on my feet. I don't need a reason, I got cleats, get on my they seats, killing every season. Now I'm seasoned, this my season, try finessing me with trees, cause I'm growing up trying to eat. I'm in overdrive for free, do I got more than that? Let's see, need some of that morning after sleep. I be up in orbit, out of reach, I'm going a little more than I could teach. Now let's get all of that in sync, I'm trying to be more than obsolete. Guess I got a problem trying to normalize defeat. I'm spitting dope, if you ain't heard me, I'm recording for the fiends. There's plenty boys that's wanting flowers, but ain't grown none of their seeds. I have a blast with my shorties, we be rolling like my bees. Don't ignore me when I speak, knowledge boring but it's key. Life be more than what it be, now my cup be running over. I'm trying to pour it at your feet, go pay that mortgage or your lease. And you can lead them to the water, but it's hard to make them drink. T-Dot, say real, he ain't rockin' with me, then he like, get the drill. Since I'm gone up in and overdrive, yeah, I ain't
Overdrive by my boy T.G. Produced by Flash Finger motherfucking Flame, man.
That's cool. That track is knocking.
Hey.
Hey.
I told him it was a hit, y'all. I told him that shit was fire.
Flash. Man, if you want to talk about hitting a home run, I'm talking about hitting for the cycle. You hit the single, the double, the triple, and the home run on that beat. The thing that really stood out to me on that beat was the beatbox. My first assignment in hip hop was the beatbox, so I am a beatbox as well. I caught the beatbox in the beat, and I said, yeah. I said, yeah, that's that. And the flow. Now, as far as the artist is concerned, he understood the assignment, but that beat, that's infectious. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like there's people that make beats, and then there's people that compose. You know what I'm saying? Composition has no competition.
Right.
And that means it comes directly from you. You know what I mean? And that was a composition. That wasn't a beat. I mean, the creativity of the
bro. AI can't do that. It couldn't have put that flash on there like you just did that, brother.
I don't believe so. And not just that, but it's just it's a dope. It's like, you know how you can say a marriage, right? The beat and the vocals are married to each other on this record. You can feel the energy of the record. And it's not just because we're on the show. I'm saying this from a perspective because I've listened, y'all know by this point, to thousands and thousands upon thousands of records. I've made thousands of records myself. You know what I'm saying? But I can safely say this, that's a banger.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Got that energy for sure.
But I still feel like I ain't got nothing on my dog Braumauh over there, man. For real, man. Braumauh, man, you doing it, dog. You doing it, boy.
Braumauh, how you feel about this track? How you feel about it, Braumauh?
That joint though, bro, it definitely has that energy to it. That 808 is knocking in that track. That's a track that you can go to the gym to, and you're gonna get all your sets in. You're gonna get that track on repeat. Huh?
Was that 808 ApeShytt 808?
I don't know. Where's that 808 from?
Nah, it's just
that's
the 808.
That's a flash finger.
808 that I specifically created on the Akon MPC, man.
Okay, yeah. See, I told you that didn't have no ApeShytt to it. That got flash on it.
Yep.
He flashed on that.
See, there it is. We just answered that AI question right there.
Yeah. There you go.
They brought the track to me a couple weeks ago. Bro brought it to me. He was kind of like about the track. I was like, brother, you put something together on this track, bro.
Yes. The only thing I could say is the beatbox. You know, I would see a high pass. If you could put a high pass filter on the beatbox, I think that would give it just a slight bit more flavor. But that's just personally me. Otherwise, I just enjoyed the record.
Hey, that might be a dope expansion for your soundbox plugin, bro. A beatbox expansion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I definitely will keep that in mind because I have done those things. You know what I'm saying? Like where I've actually created beats with me actually beatboxing in the drums.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that'll be dope to add them samples to that soundbox, bro.
Would you guys like to hear it real quick?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
For sure. I keep losing connection, y'all. I apologize. But I'm still up, Rain. You can just pop me in there, man.
It ain't popped up at the top no more. It was at the top, now it ain't at the top.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll share it again. No problem.
Cool.
Yes, indeed. There you go.
I just want to thank you brothers again for stopping by and dropping gems today. Y'all really were dropping gems on this episode today, y'all. For real.
Hey man, I want to hear that Braumauh heat before we end the show, man.
Oh yeah,
we need to hear some of that.
I'll play something. I loaded something up. I got something I can play.
You can play that first if you like. It's up to y'all.
Oh no, it's all good. You already got it.
All right, no doubt.
JPEG.
Yeah, that was you beatboxing in the beat.
Bro, hey, yo, that's fire.
Yeah, that's cold, bro.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
like, hold up, wait, let me listen. I have to turn the fucking focus right up. I'm like, hold up.
Yeah, that's cold, bro. You gotta add them. You gotta add them to the sound box for sure, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for that feedback, man. I greatly appreciate it. And the next update, you got it, Brahma. That's gonna be the first expansion. It'll be beatbox.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to ask you, Juggernaut. Is when do you plan on coming out with the first expansion for the soundbox?
Well, to be honest with you, this year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know exactly when, but I definitely will take some time out because, you know, it does take time to design these sounds individually. And of course, I want people to have value when they get these sounds. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep working hard at it. Once the sounds, I feel like they're ready to go, the expansion will be available. But for now, you can just cop the sound box as it is. You know what I'm saying? And then we can work from there. And then we can work from there. And then we can work from there. You know what I'm saying? But yes, soon, bro. Soon. I definitely will be working on that very, very soon.
Dope.
All right. Probably gonna play that heat for us, bro. What's up?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give y'all a choice though, man. You want to hear something smooth or you want to hear something just straight up kind of G-funk? They both G-funk, really though.
Oh man, that G-funk, man.
Bro, give us a minute and 30 of both of them. Come on with it.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're being greedy, FDE.
I want to hear it. I'm sorry.
No, I got you. I got you. So how do I do this? What do I do?
Pad, can you explain it to him a little bit?
Basically, down below, there's it looks like a screen with the arrow that points up.
I've seen that before, but I don't see them. Oh, okay. I see it now.
You see the share?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Share the screen. And what I do is I share the entire screen and then I tick on the audio so that way everybody can hear the audio.
Okay, so hold on. I gotta allow it from my Google, but it's gonna make me quit and reopen, so I'm gonna have to come back in here.
That's
unless you
I can bring you right back in.
Okay, let me try something though real quick.
That's
sure.
I have my mixer connected to my computer.
Oh yeah. Maybe you might need to turn your echo cancellation off. We could just mute our microphones and we can listen.
Well, tell you what, I'm gonna go the safer route. I'm gonna do the quit and reopen, so I'm gonna come back in here real quick.
That's fine.
Sounds good.
2 seconds. Yeah, y'all, if y'all didn't know, J-Pad, the one who actually got me hooked up on the podcast and streaming stuff. Him, my boy Marquise, man. Shout out to y'all, bro. Thank you. B-boys wouldn't be B-boys.
And while we're waiting for him to come back, Rain, we could slide just one more quick little joint.
All you, big dog. Let's do it.
Yeah, J-Pad.
All right.
Yeah, as long as CEO cool, you know, I'm good to ride, brother.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for having me on too, man. And I see my chat was real active, and you know what I'm saying. And I hope they retain. And you guys make sure that you guys in the chat are sticking with the Beat Boys TV on the weekend and get to it and stick to it. But real quick.
Juggernaut.
Hey,
That's a cold flip.
hey, stop doing that. Stop doing that. You know that's my thing, bro.
Oh.
Stop doing it. That's why when I be having questions about sampling shit, I call you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys very much for having me on, man. And thank you for this great panel and really, really, really dope platform right here, y'all. Beat Boys TV, man. Y'all use this as a promo. Man, if y'all ain't watching Beat Boys TV, you ain't understanding beats.
You hear me? You hear me? Brahma, what you got for us, Brahma?
Oh man, I can't wait.
Okay, let me share. Hold on.
And make sure you do an entire screen.
Oh, here
Yeah,
go.
make sure you do
I
the
got
entire
it right here. Okay.
All right, perfect. There we go.
I learn this stuff every day. I did not know we could do this. I love y'all, bro.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
Episode, bro.
Okay, I'll play it for y'all.
Yep.
I was playing, but the sound ain't there.
Right. When you share the screen, Braum, which when you share the screen, jump out of the share screen real quick. Okay, jump out of the share screen real quick. Yeah, just turn it off for 1 second. Now, when you turn it back on, make sure you do entire screen, and then tick on the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, tick on the audio. Yes, indeed. And you may have to turn your ASIO off. I'm not quite sure. You may have to change your sound card to just a general sound card or playback. I'm not sure.
You know what? It says in order to share the screen, in order to share the audio.
Oh, you on a Mac, ain't you?
Tab instead, yeah.
He on a Mac. He had the same problem I was having.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, see, we all learn it, man.
Yeah. So you're not gonna be able to do it from your program. You'll have to do it in like Google Chrome or something, Brahma. But
okay, so perfect. Let me do this then. Let me see how I could
route the audio.
Yeah, so the only thing is because I'm using this mixer, and I usually, in order for me to bounce it, I have to do it in real time. But you know what? I don't have to share these ones. I got some other cuts I could share. So hold on.
Great.
Let's see. I could just send it to myself real quick.
Flash Finger, what all do you have in your setup over there, brother?
All right. Well, my main piece right now is, of course, the MPC Q37.
Perfect.
I've been doing my sound creation on the Korg OP6 MK2.
Nice.
That's right here. And then behind that, I have the Korg Mini Log XD limited edition with the black and white keys.
Ooh.
And I'm actually going to be placing an order here on the 26th. I'm going to have the Moog grandmother coming into the studio. So.
Woo.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's a beast.
Beast.
Okay,
lovely, y'all.
Bear with me here, y'all.
I think I'm gonna give me some new speakers. That's what I'm working on.
Some new monitors.
Yeah, I need some new monitors. I think.
What kind of monitors do you have right now?
I got the PreSonus, little 3 inches right now. Something small.
Okay.
For the room.
Well, you know what? Something else that I could, if I could make a suggestion. Subsonics are very important, and Brahma could attest to this. When you're doing subsonic sounds, and our music is part of subsonics, do you have a subwoofer on the floor?
Nope.
I highly suggest you get a subwoofer, and all producers, I always recommend that they have a sub, because our music is bass heavy, and it will help you determine the fields. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a subwoofer here, sub and tops. You know what I'm saying? So those are tops. Normally your monitors that sit on your desk, they're considered tops because they handle your mid and your high. But having something on the floor and tuned correctly will give you the subsonic sounds, and you'll see in your mixes where you can really make adjustments much more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I get the new speakers, get the sub to go with it too?
Get the parent sub, the companion sub, correct.
Heard.
Yes, sir. Especially for mixing, you're gonna need that because you need to hear that frequency.
You need to hear that low end frequency. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I'm just now starting to like get in the mix and like I don't know if y'all seen like I really want to get in the mix of vocals. So
and that's fine. Yeah, I seen you ask the questions. I was going to answer, but I know you can call me. You don't have to ask me online. You can give me a ring. You give me a ring. That's right.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm gonna do is that the most recent track I got is the one I dropped on Facebook. So I'll play that one. And I have another one that I did.
Man, that's a nice board though, that you got over there. I seen you just looking at it, Flash. Yeah, that's a nice little board right there.
I appreciate it, man.
Oh, you're welcome for that information. Yeah, that's important, man. Subsonics are part of our music. You know what I'm saying? And being able to hear sub frequency is critical to your ear. And also volume control, because sometimes a mistake that I see mixing engineers make really quick, Braum, I didn't mean to cut in, but a mistake that I see a lot of younger engineers make, Rain, is that they'll have the music cranking in their ears while they're mixing a record. And that's quite the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, but that's one of the first things I learned was don't have your shit turned all the way up.
Exactly. Make sure that your monitors are at a comfortable listening level, and make sure that you are learning how to train your ear to hear sound at lower frequencies, because once the volume gets up a little bit too high, your ear starts to trick itself and it will not be able to judge. And not only that, but hearing music loud at a long period of time can cause what they call ear fatigue. And there is a real thing in this world, y'all. It's called ear fatigue. Learn how to turn the volume down and train your ears to hear what's actually coming through. Because you think about it with this philosophy. If I can hear everything in the mix at a lower volume, imagine what it's going to sound like when I do turn it up.
Right. Makes sense. All right, Braumauh, we ready for you whenever you're ready, brother, man.
Okay, let me do this right here. Oh, you know what? My bad. Let me get out of it quick. I forgot to tick the share volume button too. So hold on.
Yes. Yeah, I had to learn that on the fly myself, guys. So.
All right.
Oh man.
Oh God, yeah. I got the headphones on, bro.
I didn't play. Hold on.
Oh, it started and then it stopped. What the heck? Oh, that's Chrome. Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It takes a while to start for a second sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a second for it to start, but that's okay.
Okay.
I have patience. Okay, Gold 919. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do it usually take this long?
No.
Might have to jump out and jump right back in, brother.
Yeah,
jump out of it and then hit it again.
And if it played, just let it play.
Woo! Ooh. Box.
Yeah, that's from the ApeShytt box plug-in.
Oh wow! Oh my lord! Oh man. Oh brother. Oh brother. Yeah, man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, Brahma. Whew, man, brother.
That was nice, brother. That was nice.
And that
Thank you,
is,
thank you.
and those basses came from your plugins.
Yeah. All the sounds used in the beat are from the plugins.
My lord, my lord, my lord, man. God bless you. This is just, I mean, that was so G Funk. It took me, man. I had goosebumps on my arm because I felt the essence of Roger and the zap and that G Funk really resonates in that beat. Like that beat has it has a sauce to it. It has a soul of its own. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't, if your style is that style and you can't rap on that, your soul is not connected to nothing because that's just a soul-filled beat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not brown nosing here. I'm telling y'all,
No, I appreciate the
I
love.
understand musicology. We got to talk about that word, musicology.
Real talk.
Musicology is different than just making beats.
Right.
What Flash did is what I consider musicology. What Brahma just played, I consider that musicology. Understand what musicology is all about, and you understand music.
Real talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
that was dope as shit.
That was dope as shit. That was dope as shit, bro. And it's crazy because
you got another one.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, oh God.
Another one.
Yo, and it's crazy because I be listening to a lot of West Coast like shit lately, and my girl, I always ask my girl like, "What is that sound? Is that a bass or is that little that little tube sound?"
The talk box.
Talk box.
Talk box. Rain.
Bro, that shit is so hard.
Rain. How you were able to emulate the talk box with a plugin that you can play is magnificent, bro. I can't stress that enough because you used to have to go buy the actual machine. Do you have a talk box?
Yeah, I have a talk box right here.
Oh, that does it. Yes.
Yeah. So I had a homie that is a master at talk box. One of my other homies connected me with him. And I just had him play me the phrases because I'm just getting my talk box game back.
Okay.
So I had picked it up when I was 17, then I let it go for a little bit. I hadn't played it in almost like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So me trying to record my own samples with it wasn't working. So I outsourced. I already had the articulations I wanted, and I had my dude replay them, and I just resampled them. I ran them through my SSL mixer, and just to get that fat warm sound, those tones popping, and I put them into my plugin. So they're articulations. So there's like 20 different articulations from like to like boom to
I heard the ahs and the
oohs.
oohs. I heard that sliding right along with that bass line. That was critical.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Thank
critical,
you.
brother.
I definitely want to make some Shoreline Mafia type beats. That's gonna
sure. Yeah.
Go crazy. Go crazy.
But Rainline Mafia. How about we call
there we go.
Real talk.
Mafia. I know that's right, brother. I know that's right.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to get my Moog, guys, because that Moog grandmother is gonna give me that fatty bass that I need for that West Coast feel. It's gonna give me those Dr. Dre lead sounds that he uses, and I just can't wait to get it, man.
Okay, so those are the sounds that are in the Moog. Those are.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen to some of the beats that you make with that, bro. I know
there's another secret weapon too.
Hell yeah!
My bad. I ain't mean to interrupt you, JPad.
Go ahead.
This baby right here, the Novation.
Ooh.
Okay.
Look at that thing.
Okay.
Novation base station.
Novation base station. Yes. Oh, I thought that's what that was.
Yeah, man. That mug. I learned about it from the bass player Free. You guys know.
Yeah.
So I seen him jamming on. I'm like, bro, what is that? And so I seen he had expansion packs and everything. So I picked this up and I was like, man, this is what I needed because I need something. Sometimes I got the Key 37, but I like to play my bass. How can I say it? Like real close. Kind of like since it's so small, it's condensed. It's like 25 keys. So are you a bass player, JPad?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
you'll
need to.
in some of my compositions, man. This is my Ibanez, and this is one of my favorite ones. And then I also
Beautiful.
That's clean.
I also have another one. As you guys know, as you can tell, I like to wear black a lot.
Righteous.
Ooh.
This is
nice.
This is an acoustic bass guitar, and I tend to use this sometimes in some of my more mellow compositions when I want like a different type of playing. This is quite different than playing an electric bass. However, the sound that comes from it is so acoustic, and you can really blend the two worlds together. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I love bass heavy stuff, especially synth bass, like the way you're playing that G funk. That is a skill set within itself. People do not understand. To understand that is musicology, and that's why I keep going back to musicology. Somebody just subscribed to the channel too, Rain. You know what I'm saying? Gold 919 Entertainment. Thank you for tapping in.
Oh man, we appreciate you so
TV.
much. We appreciate you.
Can we get one more of them? Can we get one more of those?
Oh yeah, Brahma gotta play. Brahma gotta play. He gotta
I'll play something. I'll play something.
Yeah, West Coast, baby.
This one is the one I know you guys probably already heard this one, so maybe I'll play a different one. This one is more so. Oops, I didn't mean to. So this one is more traditional G funk. The other one that I played earlier, or the last one I played, that one is more so like it's modernized by the drums. So I use more modern drums, which are, it's funny because those drums are from like the 80s, but we're using them now and we call them modern to give the modern sound. But I'm using them the same way that the kind of new West, like a DJ Mustard would kind of use them, right? Okay. It's like a DJ Mustard, Little John kind of sound. But this one that I'm gonna play is more so like straight up 90s G funk kind of vibes.
Oh man, love it.
Now, Brett, so those bass sounds that you have inside of the ApeShytt plugins, you made all those on the Novation bass station?
No, some of the later ones, yes. But then some I'll make in the DAW or I'll resample. So there's a VST out there called Simplant. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
It's AI, right? I know, funny, but it works for you. So what it basically does is I could take a sample of a Bootsy Collins bass. Let's say I put it in the stem machine and I took the stems and I just took the bass sound. I can take a 3-second clip of that bass sound, drop it in the Simplant VST plugin. Now it takes tweaking and I can retweak it into my own version of that sound.
Oh my goodness.
And so I do that in the give it the analog feel again. I got the Big 6 SSL desktop plugin to run it through there to hit those converters. So now it's analog, you know.
That's what it sounds like.
It
Oh,
do.
man.
It sounds.
Oh man, bro, that's genius. I mean, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about utilizing today's technology and really being your own individual with that technology.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never be afraid to embrace technology, because if we fear it, it's because we don't know it. Know it so you don't fear it. That was dope though. Just a real quick sidebar.
Thank you.
The slide on that bass, man, you are a bass master, bro. Like I can tell, you know, with bass lines and things of that nature, I would hire Braumauh to just play bass lines on my beats, and I know it would turn it from, you know, Magic to Magic Mountain.
That's
You know
love, bro. I appreciate that.
That's dope,
I was gonna
man.
ask you too, man. I might need to connect with you because I'm trying to learn how to play live bass. Actually, so much so the other night I had a dream about it.
Okay. Okay.
That's real shit.
Here's an interesting fun fact, bro.
Right.
I'm self-taught. I've only been playing bass for 5 years.
That's still grand. It's longer than I've been playing it. I bought basses twice, bro. I bought one bass in 2009.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up. I sold it. I bought another bass in 2012. Had it for 3 years, never picked it up. I got an acoustic guitar back here. You probably seen it when I showed the Novation Bass Station.
I saw a little
picked
bit
that
of it.
up 2 times, bro. So I need to really. I know a lot of it has to do with intention and also consistency.
Yes.
But it's always great to have someone who's already walked that path that could show you the fastest way to get to that end game that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
So if I could learn how to play on the bass, what I could play on this keyboard, I know I could be where I want to be with
it. Man, bro, and I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like my bass lines are very, very you know, straightforward and not super elaborate, but I do know a couple of little tricks just from watching people. Actually, believe it or not, I just watched a bass player's hands, and that's how I learned. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm still learning. I'm still a student. But yes, we can learn together, brother. We can learn together. Yes, sir. Man, that was dope.
That was dope.
Man, I just put my mood in a great space, man.
And I'm over here sitting waiting for the lead to come because I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming when it came. And I was like, man, no.
And those sounds, that's why I was telling people, man, if you ain't checked out the ApeShytt stuff, man, you got to check it out, man. I just think that it's so great, man. It's so great.
Thank you. I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, real quick, Juggernaut, I wanted to mention earlier, we were talking about how the your VST only works. It doesn't work with the Akai system, which is not true. So if you plug in your interface to your MPC via MIDI, then you will be able to record any VST instrument that you open up directly into the MPC standalone version.
Oh man, that's wonderful. I don't have a standalone MPC, but I would love to see people do that. Thank you for that, man. Thank you. I didn't know. I had no idea, man. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Shout out to Flash for doing some digging.
Hold on. I'm gonna need you to send me that information, bro, because I only caught a little bit of it. To be able to play the VSTs in standalone is gonna be a game changer.
Oh my.
That's cracking code right there.
Woo. I'll send you the link.
Okay, appreciate
man, that's
that.
wonderful, man. That's wonderful, man. See, that's why I love technology, bro, because I can't stress it enough. From the humble beginnings that I started from to see where it is now, man, it's almost like I'm in a playground every single time I turn one of these things on. And you know, every time I turn this thing on, I used to dream about a machine that could do something like these things can do. And I'm so happy that technology has come to this point where we can really be creative and be ourselves and really be something that we always wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? You can always reach high with this type of technology, man. That was a key plug right there, Flash. Man, I'll make sure I let my people know that the Soundbox can act in a standalone. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's game.
Game.
All right, fellas, man. We loved having y'all on this episode today. It was a great episode, y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. We've been on here for two hours, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all was dropping some real gems. Like, these are the episodes that I love having, where y'all can just tap in with it, tell us like stuff that we never even knew. Like, y'all was telling us with stuff that personally I didn't know about. You know what I mean? I learned a lot.
Yeah, Braumauh, and if you stay on, man, I'll give you my information so we can stay connected, brother.
Okay, for sure.
And you as well, Flash. You know what I'm saying? Rame already got my connections, but I'll make sure everybody has my personal number so y'all can reach me anytime you like.
For sure.
All right, y'all. If y'all want to stay connected on here, I'm just gonna take y'all out real quick. We're gonna do the outs, and I'll be right back with y'all.
All right. Thank everyone for showing up. Thanks for the invite too.
Y'all, before I get off, Braumauh, go ahead and shout out all your socials. Let us know where we can find the ApeShytt Plug in. Let us know.
Okay, it's Braumauh Guru, and I noticed in the episode title there's a that mug say Braumauh, but but you know what? That's the only thing about having the name. I spell it the way it's weird. So it's different because it's Braumah. It's like trauma, but with a B and the H at the end.
That is dope. I like that.
I used to go by Trauma back in the day, but due to a spiritual awakening, it was changed to Brahma. And so Brahma is actually it's naturally spelled Brahma. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
I mean like a Brahma bull.
Yeah, like the Brahma bull. But even going back into the Hindu the Trimurti is what it's called. You got Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Brahma is known to have created the universe with sound, right? And so how that name came to me was like perfect timing. But anyway, it's spelled Braumah and Guru, Guru. You can find me on any. If you Google that, my Instagram's going to come up. I don't know if my Facebook might. Yeah, one of my Facebook pages will come up. In either on any of those pages, you'll see the ApeShytt plugins. ApeShytt is pretty much APESHYT 808.com. You can find all the plugins on there. We got like 20 plugins now.
Yes, man. Oh man, beautiful. Yeah. And as far as
hold on, because I was here, y'all. My bad, y'all got y'all. I was here with it, and I didn't even get to the website. Bro got a whole website over here. You know what I mean? Y'all like,
yeah. Can you scroll? Can you scroll up, Rain?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Look at that.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
So those are the bundles. Go to the VST tab if you can, just so you can get a look at.
Oh man, look at that.
Man,
it's beautiful, bro. Like the website is very colorful. Like my eyes generate everything.
Thank you. So I built that one from scratch. That's going to be part of the Beat Gorilla School. Is showing you how to build your brand with your own hands. And then you can outsource too if you want, but it doesn't hurt because if you do this, then you could. If you have other producers in your network that need to be serviced in that way too, then you've opened up a whole nother source of income for yourself as well. So it's like a prolific kind of thing.
Dope, man. That is super dope.
Damn, FDE, I need all those, dog.
Plugins is crazy.
For real.
Like I was wonderful. Like I was even telling Braumauh earlier, like, bro, like I didn't even notice you even got a free section. Like, come on now, if y'all can't afford it, y'all can still support it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I'm running there today. I'm running to the store, put some money on my card, and I'm grabbing something from the site today.
Now, I do got a question. Because I don't, like me personally, I don't download, I don't use plugins except for unless it's from Akai because it's all like, so when I download it, I'm gonna hit your inbox later, bro. I want this ApeShytt Rampage to see what it does. What does this plugin do specifically since it's a free one?
So it's no different than all the other plugins. It's treated the very same way. It was just one that I gave away for free because I wanted to give something back to the community. But it's built like all of the other ones. That's the thing about free stuff. Sometimes we look at it with a side eye, like, "Yo, bro, did you use some toy box sounds on this one or something?" But no, it's ran through the same processes. The thing is, I think it only comes with 50 sounds, but there's basses, leads, pads, and I gotta look at that particular expansion to see.
It's
There it goes.
Oh yeah, there it is. 10
Basic
basses, 20
flute,
flutes.
please. Yep, keys.
Flute. See, I need some flute sounds. I love flutes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get that right now.
I was
Too.
gonna say this one.
I'm gonna get that right now, but I'm actually going to buy one of the expansions or one of the kits, and I'm gonna cook something up with it, man. I'm feeling inspired today.
I appreciate the love. And tell you what, Rain, Flash, JPad, if y'all hit me directly on Facebook, I'm gonna give you one of the plugins on the house that's not free. So just let me know which one you want.
Wow, that's blessing,
and
bro.
I'll send it to you.
That's a blessing.
That's blessing.
I'm going to find you right now, brother.
All love, all love.
Blessings, bro. Blessings, bro. All right, JPad. Let the people know where we can find JPad the Juggernaut.
JPad the Juggernaut, man. CustomBeatKing.com is my website. You can find me there. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. All you have to do is when you see that name right there, just type that name in, man. I am search engine optimized. You can find everything about JPad right there.
That's right. That's right. All right, gentlemen. It was lovely having you guys on the show. Drop some gems today. Anytime y'all want to get any promo, y'all more than welcome to come back. We'd love to have y'all on the show, man. For sure, for sure.
Already.
Thank you.
Thank you. We did it again, brother. We did it again.
That was an epic show, bro. That was an epic show, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Thanks again for Braumauh and JPad the Juggernaut for stopping by, man, dropping gems, showing both of their plugins. You know what I'm saying? We got the ApeShytt plugin, we got the Soundbox plugin. You guys go get them plugins, y'all, man. We're gonna do this thing. We know what it is, man. Beat Boys TV, where we bring the artists, producers, and DJs together and we make it happen, man. I know what it is. Tune in next week, same time, same channel. Artists, producers, and DJs. Make sure y'all submit them tracks to beatboys.tv@gmail.com so we can play y'all music live on the stream, man. We'll give y'all feedback and we're gonna have a great time, bro. Y'all know what it is. Peace.
Yes, sir. And don't forget, man, next week we got my homegirl Jiggy Jada on our show. You already know what it is, man. And artists, if y'all want beats made live on the fly, hit up Beat Boys TV. We'll do it for you live on the show. You already know what it is, man.
You know what it is, man. Tune in next week, 12:30.